there's a lot going on.
Correct.
Even the George Floyd situation with the Breonna Taylor, and
Yes.
and I had to take, it's so much crazy stuff going on. Breonna Taylor is born and raised in Grand Rapids, Michigan, like myself.
Okay.
I know Breonna Taylor, father. He's in prison right now. I know her father. Now, we look on a court right now, on the NBA court.
Right.
And we see these guys kneeling.
Yeah.
And we see Black Lives Matter.
Right.
This is what I want to say for the athletes and the entertainers. This is what we need to do. We need to have different policies come in as far as with these police officers.
How police interact with us.
If it's something that's not done right, you guys get the death penalty, or you guys get life without parole.
Wow.
If that happens, then guess what? Then we're gonna get some different results. Then this will stop. But as long as these guys are just getting a slap on the wrist, this will continue to happen. So I don't want the NBA to just put that on the court. I don't want the NFL. I don't want these guys just kneeling.
Right.
Do something about this. And if you guys do something like what I said, these guys, the same officer that did, those officers that did that to George Floyd, they deserve life without parole.
Well, before Floyd, we're just now starting to get officers charged. So can we get them charged and get some conviction before we move to the death penalty?
Guess what?
What happened?
Charges ain't gonna be nothing but a slap on the wrist, and they'll be back out and be back with their families.
Well, I agree. I agree that because the police unions are so strong, you see the guy that shot, I think his name was Rashard Brooks in Atlanta, he's already suing to get his job back. And because they get slapped, as you mentioned, they get slapped on the wrist, they get to go right back on the street. Floyd, where can you work at if you got 25, 30 complaints and keep your job? You kill 1, 2, 3 people and you keep your job. How?
It's rough. It's rough and it's tough. I mean, we have to come together. We have to come together and work together and stop being jealous of one another. We have to. We have to stop worried about who got the most this and who got the most that, and who's the best here and who's the best there, and work together as one. We have to. We have to.
That would be nice. But Floyd, you do understand, because of the history of America and the seeds that have been sown, the racism seeds that were planted in 1619, it's kind of hard to have an open and honest dialogue, because when you start talking about what transpired, they shift the conversation to Chicago. Okay, you can cure cancer and you can cure heart disease. I mean, why we can't do 2 things at once? But they only wanted you to focus on one thing.
And it's crazy. I was speaking about this last night about, the city of Chicago. My heart goes out to the city of Chicago. One of my best friends, Nate Jones, the guy who wears the bodysuit that I punch when I'm in training.
Right.
We was on the same Olympic team. We've been best friends since, he's been one of my best friends since 1994. And I used to hang in the worst projects at that particular time for years. One of the worst projects in America, which was Cabrini Green.
Cabrini Green, yep.
I mean, I've seen a lot of crazy things throughout my life. Just coming up in the inner city, hanging out in Chicago, hanging out in Jersey, being in New York with my family, just throughout my life. Just me, myself, coming from poverty. We have to stop being jealous of one another. For real, I really want to say this. Chicago, and even in LA, we gangbang, but what are we gangbanging for? For what? What are we gangbanging for? For what? We got
If you
to.
don't, they say it always killed me. You're fighting for turf. You're fighting for turf you don't even own.
No, it's not. It's not that. You're fighting and be like, this my block, but you're renting a house on that block.
Exactly.
You're saying that this our turf, and I always talk about this. Before you can speak on turf, own a piece of the earth first. Right. Own something before you can say something is yours.
Right.
Before you put your money into a diamond chain or a watch, own your house. Own something first. So, I mean, you're fighting, and they say that like even like I talk about this. We don't call the Europeans that came over. We don't call them European Americans. So don't call us African Americans. You know what I'm saying? They call us African Americans when they want to separate us, differentiate, and like I said before, and separate us. When they want, like, when I'm competing for the Olympic team, I'm an American.
Correct.
Very but true. Then when I do something that they don't like, or when they want to separate me, I'm an African American. Right. I can compete on the African American Olympic team. I'm an American. It's okay if you want to say he's a Black American, but I'm an American at the end of the day, because most of the Black Americans that we call African Americans in this country don't know nothing about Africa or don't even know what tribe they come from. Mm-hmm. So when they want to say, Barack Obama is the first African American person, no, he's not. He's the first Black American.
Black American.
That's what I want to say.
Right.
That's how I look at things. And we all got different views. That's just how I view things. Mm-hmm. So everybody got their own opinion, and just in life, period. I don't let nobody stop my drive and my will to win just in life. I don't care. Like a lot of times, everybody, Donald Trump, I don't care who's the president. That's not going to stop my drive and my will to win in life. And that's not going to stop me for teaching my kids just about, about life, and tell them about my struggle, and tell them about working hard and surpassing me and becoming better than me just in life.
You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button to become an official member of Club Shay Shay, where we always do something before two something.